So, good morning class. We are going now to discuss a comprehensive discussion of editorial cartooning. When we say editorial cartooning, some says that this is a bias, and some says that this is pro or against with a certain issues, and it just opinionated. But scientifically speaking, and professionally speaking, it must be needed in our newspaper. Now, for second grading period, for grade 8 English, don't mind our garbages or mess here. Just mind on the television and on our lesson. So, let us start with our discussion. Do you watch cartoons? Syempre naman, nanonood kayo ng cartoons. And even an anime. Example of this is Dragon Ball Z. In my age, I know the Dragon Ball Z, all the episodes. From episode 1 to episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and something more, etc. And even it has a movie, isn't it, class? So, Naruto, I know you are well familiar with Naruto. How about this? Have you ever watched this? Detective Conan? Some says no, some says yes. One Piece. How about this? I do not know what is this. And Ichigo Kurosaki. I know the Ichigo Kurosaki. And some of you are well fond of Ichigo Kurosaki. How about this one? How about this? And ang paborito ng mga kapatid ko, ang tatlong bibe. Ang tatlong okay, ako yung Pet, si Nicky, at si Neo. Ang tatlong magkakapatid. Kami yun. Okay, let us back to the serious one. What is a cartoon? A cartoon is the word. The cartoon comes from the two words caricature and lampoon. What is a caricature and lampoon? It comes from the two words caricature and lampoon. Okay, caricatures are drawings of people in which certain physical features are exaggerated. Meaning to say, for example, this man, a very simple old man. And then this man is something that a very liar, like a Pinocchio. When the Pinocchio lies, his nose is getting longer. So, a caricature. The caricature draw this man and make exaggeration. Exaggerated. When we say exaggerated, sobra. Now, cartoon. Lampoon is a subtle attack presented humorously. Isa siyang, when we say, this is an issue, and you are against with that issue, and then you have to attack with that issue. Now, that is a humorous attack. Ginagamit mo yung drawing sa mabisang paraan. Kung itong K-12 education at ikaw ito for students, now, how you are going to manage the additional 2 years of K-12 education? This is an example of subtle or humorous attack. Let us proceed. Editorial cartoon. Okay, saan ba lagi itong nakikitang editorial cartoon? This is a good example of editorial cartoon. Madalas nang papansin natin ang editorial cartoon nasa mga dyaryo, newspaper. Okay, under siya ng column ng opinion or editorial sa ibang dyaryo. Sa Manila Bulletin, sa Inquirer, ang nakalagay sa column nila is editorial. Okay, editorial cartoon is an illustration expressing opinion and interpretation. Meaning to say, kung ikaw ang editor, magkakaroon ka ng editor cartooning, and then kailangan na mo ng drawing, ikaw dapat yung magbibigay ng opinion within that drawing, and then the reader, yung makakakita ng diary ninyo or ng editorial page ninyo, must interpret what is in the editorial cartooning. The second one is, it is also called wordless editorial. When we say wordless, wala dapat salita. Wala dapat nakasulat. Kung may nakasulat man, it is minimum of 3 words only. Hindi pwedeng nakasulat lahat. And then, it may or may not be complement of the editorial. Sinabi ko nga sa inyo, it may be a pro or against with a certain issue. Okay, for example, the K-12 curriculum, is there something pro and then there's something against? It serves the function of editorial and other contents of the OPED pages to present an opinion or an issue. When we say editorial cartooning, purely opinionated. You are attacking something, an issue, or you are supporting with that issue. For example, reproductive health bill. When we analyze this kind of editorial cartooning, reproductive health bill stand as a hammer of the law. And then, who are against with the reproductive health bill? Who are against? The religious person, the Catholicism, the church itself are against to reproductive health bill. Again, how about this? This is President Noynoy Aquino and this is Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. And there is only 2 words indicated in this type of editorial cartooning. There's no such word, but they have to give an opinion when the readers see or saw an example of editorial cartooning. For example, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo wants to make cha-cha or what we call charter change, and then Pinoy is not used to it. So let's dance. Let's dance. So when we say let's dance in this editorial cartooning, it simply means that let us proceed with the charter change. They want to change the constitution. Kailangan nilang palitan ng constitution. Yun yung tinatawag nating cha-cha. So, when editorial cartooning, tayong mga reader o tayong gumagamit ng dyaryo ang nagbibigay ng interpretation sa editorial cartooning. The second one is what? 2.4 billion a day. There is a big hole in the center, and then there is truck, buses, jeepneys, and cars at the corner or at the side of the big hole. Meaning to say, there is 2.4 billion of pesos being driven away from our economy because of too much traffic. This is an example of attacking editorial. You are making a certain issue wherein there is a humorous attack through drawing. Hindi ka magsusulat. Hindi ka mag-shout out. You are making an editorial cartooning through drawing. When we are analyzing this editorial cartooning, this is composed of pencil, proper shadings, and there is a margin. Margin borders, that is an essential element of editorial cartooning. The next one is the 3 people. The largest people or the big people here in the top side of our monitor serves or symbolize the United States of America. It symbolizes United States of America because it used the flag of America. And how about this one? China. Yes, it is China because of the eyes of Chinese. Small eyes of Chinese. And then, who is this malnourishment? This malnourishment is what we called Filipino people. Now, this small island is what we called panatag show. And this kind of editorial cartooning, we can conclude as a reader or a newspaper reader or even in our digital time that we can read from our rappers, from our inquirer, that this is an example of attack to the Chinese or attack to the China or PRC, People's Republic of China, that they are attacking us because we are very small. We are not going to fight with them because we are not developmentally capability in military assets. That's why, what is the shout out of Filipino man? Uncle Sam. Who is the Uncle Sam of the Filipino? And that is the United States of America. See, this is a subtle attack. It shows that we are not capable to fight China. We are not capable to defend ourselves. Things to look for. Things to look for in editorial cartooning. The first one is symbolism. When we say symbolism, for example, in the previous type, this small man, serve as the Filipino people. This fat man with having a blank eye or a twink eye is China. And on the top side is the US. We are using symbolism. The small island is the islands of the Philippines. That's it. Next is stereotyping. When we say stereotyping, we are going to stereotypes. For example, we are mocking or we are copying an original one to the fake one. 3 is exaggeration. There is a simple problem and then we have to exaggerate. We have to exaggerate. When we say exaggerate or exaggeration, palalalain natin. Pasosobrahin natin. Yung simpleng issue na akala mo okay na kayo, yun pala hindi pa. So, we are going to exaggerate it to our editorial cartooning. The next one is humor. When we say humor, naiintindihan mo at naiintindihan ng reader mo. Na ganun lang ang humor. Nagigets mo? Nagigets niya? Nagigets natin lahat. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Ano bang ibig sabihin nitong editorial cartoon na to? The next one is analogy. Analogy. Ano ba yung analogy? When we say analogy in editorial cartooning, when we say, for example, when we analyze this type of editorial cartooning, pag ina-apply natin ito na analogy, anong ibig sabihin ng China na sinasakal niya sa leeg yung maliit na tao? So meaning to say, when we proceed to analogization or analogy of this editorial cartooning, we can conclude that the Filipino people are being harassed, being degraded in their rights. So, the last one is the technical skills. When we say technical skills, you are good in drawing. You are good in reading. Editorial writer or editorial cartoonist is not only good in drawing. They must be good also in reading. They have a wide variety of knowledge. That's why it is symbolism. For example, symbolism. When we say dog, it symbols peace. When we say typewriter, press or a newspaper. Pinoy, or as of now, Duterte, that is government. Crocodile, it symbolizes corruption. Blindfolded lady with weighing scales. Remember the Supreme Court having a blindfolded lady and a weighing scales? It symbolized justice. Why it symbolized justice? Because according to our rule of law, we are all equal in the eyes of justice. The next one is Juan de la Cruz, the Filipino masses. Okay, things to look for. For example, this is Juan de la Cruz, the Filipino masses. Okay, let us proceed to stereotyping. Mother. When you say mother, what comes from your mind? It will have an apron. In America, when they look at the hospital and when they see a nurse, it comes from their mind that is a Filipino, because we have so many nurses in overseas areas. How about government official? The stereotypes, when we analyze or when we think of a government official, they are wearing barong. That's it. And how about the poor? When you say poor, they are wearing the worn out clothes. When I say worn out, ito yung mga hindi tahi-tahi. Yung mga gula-gulanet. Did you get me? Hindi naman ako sobrang gula-gulanet. Mataba lang talaga ako. So, exaggeration. Okay. Alam naman natin na matagal ng issue ang corruption. So, exaggeration, honesty, effective governance. This is example of exaggeration. Ganito kataas ang ating corruption. Ganyan kalala ang corruption natin. You seen it? So, exaggeration. I'll unite the opposition. 2010 polls. Pag-iisahin niya daw ang buong opposition. When you say opposition, ito yung mga laban sa gobyerno. Exaggeration. Who is this? GMA. Okay. And what is this? Graft and corruption. And who are this? The Filipino masses. This is an example of exaggeration. Who is this? The alleged 10 billion scam? The pork queen? Janet Lim Napoles? And then, who is this? Who is the driver? When you exaggerate, who is the driver? A ghost. So this is an exaggeration of 10 billion scam. Too much attack, diba? Sobra. Humor. Manila Oil Depot. Malapit lang sumabog ang Manila Oil Depot. And drug mule. Okay, when we are going to be something crazy with this, there are so many Filipinos that are dying in China because of drug trafficking. And yet, our drugs are comes from China. So, cross. The first cross is the flag of China, and the next one is drug mule. So, except in tragic situations. Analogy. Analogy, pinatay mo yung mga wangwang, mga pro-life issues ni Pinoy, pero yung huweteng at syndicated crimes, hindi. Analogy yun. The next one is, what is this? They are fighting. In this type of analogy, you have to conclude, who are these two fighting? Who are those? Technical skills, use of technical tools, pencil, pen, paper, ink, shading, and shadowing. So there are some, what do you call that? There are some borders, margin to be followed. Tips for cartooning. We are already discussing this. Take aside, use facial expression, be universal, and do not clutter your cartoon. Limit the use of words or labels. Arm conflict. On the right side is the NPA. On the left side, there is an army. And who is this at the center? The Surigao, the Sur civilian. The Filipino people, of course. Limit the use of words or labels. So, in this type of cartooning, I think this is not good. Because the cartoonists use so many words. So tips for cartooning: limit the use of word of labels. These are the professionals of the Philippines, and this is Filipino people. Pakiusap, wag niyo akong iwanan. Okay, use shading to make your article more convincing. Have only one light source. Draw your cartoons in a landscape. Use margin border. Have your own style. Do not copy or plagiarize. Ang editorial cartooning po dapat hindi nangongopya. You have your own originality. Kailangan legit, authentic ang ginawa niyo. So, read. Ang editorial cartooning, ang editorial cartoonists is we can classify them as a journalist. Even though they are opinionated, we can classify them as journalists. And that is our end of the lesson. Thank you. And for your quiz, just review for 10 tips of editorial cartooning, and then the stereotyping, technical skills, symbolism, that are pointers to review for our quiz. Thank you and goodbye.